Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly WIP Chat, and if you are not familiar with what that is a work in progress, and this is mine. I am continuing to work on my Josephine wall magical merry-go-round. I have not gotten very far. I really haven't gotten anywhere since my last WIP Chat last week, but I am hoping that I can get a little bit done this weekend and then also get quite a bit done in June. May is pretty much a wash for me. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. If you would like to grab something that you want to work on or just listen to this like you would a podcast, then feel free. I just want to spend some time with you just chit-chatting, going about what I did last week, some life events, and just to see how you guys are doing as well. So let's go ahead and get started with what I'm working on. As I mentioned, I am working on this Josephine wall from Diamond Painting Deutschland. I am loving this canvas. I work on it as much as I can, but our event is almost over for the Josephine wall event that Kim and I have been hosting, and I'm going to continue working on this throughout June and probably over the summer. I am going to work on other projects as well though, but I haven't gotten very far at all in this. I'm a little disappointed in myself that I haven't gotten as far as I would have liked to or had planned on. But life happens, and it has just been absolutely crazy around here. So I need to give myself some grace, and that's actually my word for the year is grace, which I didn't realize how true that was going to be when I decided on my word for the year. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. What are you working on? We are at the middle of the month, and as I said, I really had hoped that I'd gotten further, but it has just gotten away from me. So let me know if you guys have gotten anything done, how you guys are doing, what's up. I'm just really curious about you guys, how you are doing, and what is going on with all of you. It's been a crazy, crazy time in our household, and it will be up until the first week of June. And I am actually filming this late, and I do apologize. Hopefully I am going to get back on track shortly, as soon as we can calm down a little bit around here. I'm probably going to be changing colors quite a bit, and I am working on using limited lighting today, so hopefully you guys won't be such a glare for you. I really need to start using my light pad again, especially on this canvas. There's so many different symbols, and the confetti is absolutely crazy that I really should be using a light pad. I'm trying not to. I've got to work on my lighting for my new craft room, and so I'm really trying different things, trying to see what's going to work out better. And I may have to end up doing something in a minute because I'm having a really hard time seeing. I want to make sure these are straight, but I am finally getting to do this video. This is Wednesday morning for me, guys. Normally I do my videos on Sunday or Monday, and they go out. This video goes out on Tuesday. I've been doing Tuesday around 3 o'clock Eastern time, but I just have not had time to do it this week. And I do apologize, especially for those of you that are wanting to see who has won for last week for the Josephine Wall event. I will do that at the end of this video. And I'll also put in chapters underneath the descriptions. So if you want to skip my WIP Chat, you are more than welcome to do that and just go and see who won. But this past week, I did fly in to South Dakota, and it was a very quick trip. And of course, the airport in Atlanta was packed. Took forever to get through TSA. And at the point that I am having to fly so much, I might as well do the pre-check, because I'm going to be flying out again next week, or the week after, I should say. And it would save me a lot of time if I could actually just go through pre-check. It would be a lot easier for me. Definitely would save about an hour. It was about an hour and 15 minutes to get through pre-check. Once I get to the TSA, once I got up there, it went really fast. It was just getting to that point. A lot of people trying to get through, and they didn't really have enough of the TSA officials to actually get us through there. And it was early morning too, so I feel bad for the people that had to fly out later. But I had a layover and everything went smooth this time. I did not have any delays. All the planes were on time. I did not get stuck in Minnesota, which is what we always do. But it was so nice. Very smooth sailing this time. But I got there. Madison picked me up at the airport along with her dad. And we had not been really together in the same room for a number of years. We do talk usually every couple of weeks. And sometimes he will just call to talk. And so I wasn't really concerned, well, too much. I was a little bit about how the weekend was going to go. And it actually went fine. It was very, very nice. It was very relaxing. Madison was an excellent host. I stayed at the same hotel that I had stayed at before when Paige and I just went to visit. I got in on Thursday. We just went, got something to eat, and all was good. And then we did a couple of things, and then we ended up staying late when we went out to eat. We sat outside, and it was a beautiful day. Their weather is better than ours in Georgia. It wasn't cold. It was nice and comfortable. And we sat outside and just talked. And we went to a place that was really cool. It was an old garage. And they had a lot of old cars and different things around. And so that was really cool. And we all pretty much got the same thing. But we had wings, and we had a shrimp basket, and then I had a couple glasses of wine. And it was really funny because Madison was our designated driver, considering she can't drink right now, and she doesn't really drink very much anyway. So I wasn't going to get anything, and so my ex-husband said, you know, we have a designated driver here. How often is that going to happen? I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right there. So I did have a couple glasses of wine and just relaxed and had a really nice time. And then she dropped me off at my hotel. She stayed for a little bit. I was so tired. Normally, I don't sleep very well in hotels. And when I went to bed on Thursday or Wednesday night, I just absolutely passed out. I was so exhausted. Then on Thursday, she came and picked me up. we were supposed to go to breakfast, this place that she wanted us to try, and they were packed. And she was really surprised that they were packed because it was on a Friday. I don't know why I keep saying Thursday, but it was on a Friday. And so it was nice, but she was really surprised that they were so packed. And we ended up deciding that we couldn't stay there because she had to get ready to go to her rehearsal or practice for graduation. And so we ended up leaving there. We ended up going to Chick-fil-A because that was the easiest and the closest thing to get in and out of, so that she could hurry up and she could go to rehearsal. And so we didn't have time to go for her to drop us off at our hotel. And so we just told her we'll just wait either at the complex where they're having the actual ceremony, the graduation, or we'll just, wait outside, not to worry. It shouldn't take that long anyway. And it really didn't. It was less than 20 minutes. So I was reading on my phone, which is not the easiest thing to do, but I was able to do it. And then her dad was working. And so we just sat in the car, and then about 20 minutes later or so, she called and said she's on her way out. So it didn't take long at all. And then after we left there, we ended up going shopping. And then we ended up going back to the hotel just for a couple of hours. The actual graduation lasted about 2.5 hours, and of course they didn't start on time. I think there were around 800 graduating. It was huge, but it really went fast once they got through the keynote speaker and, all of the extra things that they always do for graduation. Once we got through all of that, just calling out the names, them getting their portfolio to put their diplomas in, that went very quickly. I was very impressed how quickly that it went. So they definitely had a system down pat. And it was a very nice graduation ceremony. I was really proud of her. Afterwards, it took forever to find her because she couldn't have her phone with her. And we finally found her. And then from there, we went out to eat. Seems like all we were doing was eating. We went out to eat, and that's when we went to the Brazilian restaurant for her graduation. And we were there for a really long time. But they were very crowded too, because I guess everybody was going there for graduation. In her little town, there's not that many really nice restaurants because it's so small. And this one apparently was extremely popular because a lot of people were in there. We had reservations, so we didn't have to wait very long, which was nice. And then afterwards, we took her dad back to his hotel, and then Madison decided that she wanted to spend the night with me. I had 2 beds in my room, and so she decided that, she wanted to sleep over with her mom. And we've done that before, so it's been, it's really nice to do that. Even when, your kids are grown. We always had sleepovers when she was younger. We would have, kids would come into my room, and we'd have sleepovers. They would either sleep in bed with me, or they would sleep on the floor, or we'd sleep in the living room sometimes. And so we'd still do that, and it was a lot of fun. So we did that at my hotel, and we talked for a long time, and then she wanted a snack, so we went downstairs and she got a snack because the baby was getting hungry, and so she just got a small snack. And then we ended up going to bed really late, and we had to get up kind of early the next day because we were traveling back. And so her dad and I were on the same flight, and we got up, we went and picked him up. We ended up getting food again, and then after that we went to a gorgeous cathedral that was in her town. I'd already been there, and her dad really wanted to go to this cathedral, and he took a bunch of pictures. And so after we left the cathedral, then it was time to go back to the airport. The airport in South Dakota is very small, very easy to get through, didn't take any time. So then we had some extra time to kill, and I just worked a little bit, and so he did too. He's always having to get emails and things done, so we both had things to do. And then we ended up flying back home, and I finally got home. It was around 9:30, and so it was nice to be home. I got home, and I was so tired. I ended up going to bed fairly early, once I got home and got settled. And then I slept until 10 o'clock the next day, which I don't ever do. And I didn't even hear Molly crying to go outside. I was just so tired. All of that traveling and having to do so much peopling, as we call it. And I was ready to go to bed. And I just couldn't believe that I slept that long, but it was so nice. It was the weekend, so it was nice to be able to sleep in, get caught up on my sleep. And then I did a little bit of work in the house the next day. I had some work I had to get caught up on for my job because we had finals. Final grades were due on Monday, so I had to get all of that done. I was able to go through a couple more boxes, and that was nice to be able to get that done. And so that was basically my whole weekend, and then started back on Monday at work. And my Monday was really busy because of finals and then different reporting and things we have to do. So I worked all day on Monday, worked up until the evening on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we had an all-day event at work. And so I had to go in for that. We had a keynote speaker there, and it lasted all day. And I got to see people that I don't normally get to see because they are on different campuses. So that was really nice. And I got to see my boss, who's going to be going out on medical leave until June. So I got to talk to her a little bit. And then after that, we also had where we had breakout sessions where all of the business came together, and they give out awards. So I actually won an award for student achievement, and she called out my name, and I just sat there. I'm like, oh, that's me. I felt so stupid, but because I never get awards or anything, and I was shocked. And so I got up there, and my boss whispered in my ear. She's like, are you shocked? And she started laughing. I'm like, yeah, I am really shocked because there's so many people that work for us for the business department. And, that includes not just accounting. That's what I teach. It includes all business courses. And so I was really shocked that I had gotten something, and I had to get up on stage, and she went over and discussed, why I got it. And she had 2 pages. I was like, oh, please hurry. I just want to go sit down. But I was really excited about it. I was honored because she did that for me. And she could have chosen anybody, and she chose me. So that also kind of gave me motivation and a nudge, because lately I have not been very motivated for work. And it's not because I don't like my job. I don't know. I love my job. I love what I do. I love where I'm working. I would not want to work anywhere else. But there's just a point where, and I get this way every now and then, it's like, okay, and I don't know why, but I was feeling kind of unmotivated. I was just feeling kind of down a little bit, and that just really brought me back up. I thought, I need to get back to being more in tune with work, and I need to really focus more than what I've been doing. So that definitely was an awakening for me, that I really need to start thinking more about getting back into the way that I should be, and really just to get back into the groove and not just use the same things I've been using over and over, but to do some more research for my students and to get more content and different things. So I definitely am pumped up because of that. And she had no idea. I mean, nobody could tell. She just gave it to me, and I didn't even tell her, but I think that maybe she knew that, I was starting to I don't want to say get bored with my job, but just stagnant. And I was even looking at different positions at work, and a couple things came up that I could have done that was more administrative and making way more than what I'm making. But then I started looking at it, and I thought, you know what? I love teaching, and I just don't want to work in administrative, not in that capacity. And it seemed like a lot more work. It was more accounting, analytics, and things, which I really enjoy, but I love my students. So that just let me know there that, hey, this is where you need to be. You're in the right place, and you just need to get your crap together. So that's kind of what I've really been honing in on lately, or since just, for a few days. And then, so that was on Tuesday. By the time that I got home on Tuesday, and then I had a lot of work I had to do because I was out all day with work. So I started working, and I just could not find the time to come to my craft room and to be able to record a video. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do it first thing today. I don't like being this late. I hope you guys understand. I am really struggling trying to get everything done. And this week has been crazy because I had something to do every day. Monday, Paige had a doctor's appointment. That lasted a while. And then Tuesday, it was the work event. Today, Wednesday, we have to go and get our hair done for the wedding. So that's going to take all afternoon. I am going to have my computer with me. Thursday, which is tomorrow, that is going to be graduation at work. So that's going to be a all-day event. And then Friday, Paige has to work, so I am gone in the afternoon, having to take her to work. And then we hit Saturday. So it is just craziness. And then we are leaving next week to go to Madi's wedding, and we'll be gone just a couple of days for that. So then once we come back, I will have a couple of days, and then I've got to pack, and I'm going to Dallas, to Texas. And I'll be gone there for about 6 days. That's for work. So here I go again on a plane. That will be for work. And then I will have 5 students with me. I'm going to be very busy in Dallas. I also have to volunteer, and it's like a 6-hour volunteer time. I think I'm going to be a timekeeper for events. So I'm going to be really busy, and then when I come back, that's going to be the first part of June. And I have June where I don't travel. So I will be working. We start back to school next week for summer. And we are starting early for summer. So I will be doing that. I haven't even gotten my classes ready. I'll be teaching 4 classes in the summer. I got to work on that this weekend, and also I have to work on it. I'll work on it when I go and get my hair done. I'll just take my computer and I'll work on what I can while I'm there. Paige is getting hers done too, so it's going to take longer. We also get our hair done about 45 minutes away. I am not going to change hairdressers. I love where we go from where we used to live, so I will just drive. So that's going to be an all-afternoon thing for today. And then I have my card group tonight. If I have time, I plan on doing card group. We're going to have limited people there anyway because there's a lot of people that's on vacation right now. But that'll be nice. Maybe I'll just diamond paint instead. But I just feel like my diamond painting has just been put off to the wayside because I didn't take a large diamond painting with me. I knew that I would not have time at Madison's. I did take some minis with me, and I did not even open up the container that I had them in. I just didn't have time. And then when I had a little bit of time, I just sat and relaxed and worked a little bit too. So I didn't get any diamond paint done. I was itching to diamond paint, and then when I got home, I couldn't diamond paint. So this is the first time that I have diamond painted since last week. And let me tell you, that is very, very unusual for me. So I am looking forward to this weekend where I can get maybe a few hours of diamond painting in. We'll see. I also want to work on my craft room some more. I eventually it's going to get fit. It's going to look really nice eventually. I don't know when. And I need to go through a few more boxes. I'm getting closer. There's nothing else that needs to be done for Maddie's wedding. I do have one thing that I have to do, and it won't take very long, I don't think. But she is going to have a table at her reception, and she is going to have a banner up that says "Gone Too Soon." And so she wants photos of she wants photos of her grandparents on my side. And so I've got to get some, and she wants them in picture frames. I need to go get some silver ones. So I'm going to get a few pictures of my dad with her, and then her and Paige and my dad, and just pictures of my dad, maybe a picture of me and my dad. I don't know about that yet. And then also get a picture of my stepmother and put that on there. And then she wants my mom's on there as well. So I've got to get those photos out. I'm going to do that this weekend and then put them in some pretty frames. So that's really the only thing that's left for the wedding. And I dress. I need to go and decide what shoes I want to wear with my dress. I didn't buy new shoes because I have so many flats that I plan on wearing, and any of them will go with my dress. I have some really pretty gold ones and silver, so that's what I'm planning on doing. And then Paige, I think, has decided she doesn't want to wear the shoes that she's been planning on wearing for the past 6 months, and we're going to go look for a pair of shoes for her this week, probably on Friday when she gets off work. But other than that, it's like everything is done except to pack, and that's not going to take very long. We're not going to be gone very long. We are basically going up there for the wedding, and she is getting married in North Carolina. So we are going to drive. It's going to take us about 6 hours to get there. She is going to have a rehearsal, so we got to make sure that we are there in time on Wednesday for the rehearsal, and we should be. We're going to leave pretty early, but we do have to go and drop our animals, and we have someone coming and staying at the house, so we're going to actually just drop Molly off, and we're going to keep Abby here. So that's something that we've got to do. So we have someone that is watching our house, which, is nice to have. And then we'll be heading out again. And then after we get back, even though I am working, I will still have plenty of time to get other things done. Maybe I can get caught up with things around here, which I'd absolutely love to. I was hoping that everything would be unboxed by now, but it's going to take some time, and I am okay with that. Everything that I've unboxed, that's things that we need right away, and everything else are just stuff that, like, office things I need to put up, office supplies and some books, things like that. And then my craft room, and I need to destash some of my craft room. I really do. There's some things that I no longer use, and I love making cards, but I don't know what my deal is. I go to make a card, and then I just sit there. I end up not making cards. I'm behind on that too. Or if I start to make cards, then I'll look at my diamond painting and think, I'd rather diamond paint. So then I start diamond painting. But I really need to take some time to work on my cards, and I will do that. Try to make a few cards to take to church when we get back. And we will do some other things we plan on doing around here. We're going to put up some shelving, which is going to help me immensely. In page 2, I think. We are finally getting our fence the first part of June. They could have done it today, actually. They called my husband. He wants to be home when they put the fence up, and so he cannot take off work the rest of this week. So he just told them that he couldn't do it. They had one other time, and we were going to be at Madison's wedding. So we couldn't do it then either, obviously. And so he said, what's the next one? So the next one is in early part of June. So at least it's scheduled. I feel better about that. I know that Molly is going to be extremely happy when she is able to get out there and run around the yard. She just does not like being on the leash. She has gone to doggy daycare, and she's enjoyed it, but not nearly as much as she enjoys her own yard. So she will be very, very happy once we do get that done. And then we do have a lot of yard work that needs to be done, but we're kind of waiting on that for now, just because we need to work on the inside of the house first. There's some things that we really want to do, so we're going to get that done first. And then I am going to have a very busy July. So I don't know if I'm even going to come close to my goals for this year. And if I don't, I'm okay with it. It's just goals. I thought about changing my goals, and I still could. It's still early in the year that I can change my goals so it will be more achievable, but I'm not sure yet. I may just leave it the way it is and I just don't meet them. So we'll see about that too. I'll decide fairly quickly what I'm going to do. I need to, but July, I am going back to South Dakota. I had not planned on doing this, and then they were talking about it when we were there, and Madison's pinning for nursing is in July, and I wasn't going to go, and then I had a couple people tell me, well, the pinning is more special than graduation. It's a one-time thing, and you're going to be really disappointed that if you miss it. And I'm like, okay, you talked me into it, and her dad's gonna go. I don't think that at that point it will be her husband. I don't think that he's gonna be able to take off work. They're having him work in a different state right now where he's working, and so I don't think that he is going to be able to take off work again because it's in the middle of the week in July. So I am going to go. I've already made my flight, and my poor pocketbook is not going to be happy because this is just very expensive, traveling so much, and it is not easy to get to South Dakota. It's very expensive on the airfare. You can't ever find anything really decent price on airfare going to South Dakota. And I went ahead and I thought, I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. So once my credit card comes in, I'm going to really feel the pinch, but that's okay. Again, it's a one-time thing, and I will just have to be really careful on my spending for the next few months. And I don't need anything anyway. I really do not need anything. I've got plenty to work on. I have plenty of diamond paintings. I just do not need anything. So that's another really good reason for me to be on a low buy, because of so much I'm spending on travel, because travel is just crazy. I mean, buying anything at the airport, it will cost you quite a bit. Just to get like a coffee, I wanted a coffee on the way back. I was getting so sleepy when we were in Minnesota. I'm like, I have got to get me something. And just so happened, Starbucks was right at our gate. So I went and I got a large coffee, which really wasn't a good idea to get a large coffee and then to get on a 2.5 hour plane flight. But I did. And it did wake me up, but of course I had to go to the bathroom on the flight, which I absolutely hate to do. I just about won't do it. And I thought, I can wait. Well, then it got to where, oh, I can't wait. I have to get up. So I ended up having to get up from the plane, go to the bathroom, which I absolutely hate to do. So next time I will not get a coffee. I don't care how bad I need one. I just will not get a coffee. But maybe TMI. But anyway, that's life. That's how it is. And where was I going with this? Where in the world was I going? Oh, I just completely lost track. Okay, words. I ended up spending almost $10 on a coffee that is normally around $5. And I guess that's not horribly bad, especially when I want a coffee really bad, but it's just every little thing, it's so expensive because they've got you. Once you get in the airport, you're not going to go out to get something and then go back, especially when the hassle of having to go through TSA. So I spent some money at the airport just on some snacks and on coffee, and then I did get some water on another flight before we got on. We had an hour and a half. So anyway, needless to say, I am going to restrict myself from buying anything for a couple of months, just because I gotta get my credit card back. I do not like having a balance on my credit card. I do not like that at all. So I'm gonna have to pay it off, and then I'm going to have to get into probably some of my savings to pay it off. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It is just to say that I'm not gonna be buying anything for a while. But that's really all for my real life update. And Madison and baby, my little Peanut, are doing really good. She's not as nauseous as she has been, so that's definitely a plus. She looked really good when I saw her, and she tells me, I'm not showing at all. And I'm like, yes, you are. I can tell. And so her fiance's like, I can't tell. And I'm like, I can tell that she is showing. I mean, the only reason why I can tell is because I've not seen her when she has had any weight at all on her. And she hasn't even gained any weight. She is still just as small as she always has been. But you can just tell she's kind of feeling out a little bit. And then after graduation, her fiance said, wow, and that what you're wearing, the dress that you're wearing with your robe, your gown, he said, I can tell that you're starting to show. And I'm like, really? But she's doing very well. She has a doctor's appointment today. So I am looking forward to an update. And they are moving back to Georgia, close to us. And I'm so happy. I just hate that she's that far away because we are really close. And it is just so hard to tell her bye. And especially when I only saw her for, a couple of days. And then I had to go back home. But it's going to be really nice because she will be close. I will be able to help with the baby. Paige loves kids. Paige will be able to help with the baby and her dad and her stepmother. So she is going to have a tag team family. And I love that for her because I didn't have that. I had basically just me with the kids. And her dad wasn't around a lot of times. And sometimes I didn't know if he was coming home or not. So it was me, and I had to just make sure that, I was always available for the kids. I couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. I had to rush and leave work, and at the time I was working in corporate and industry, and I just had a really hard time, and I'm glad that she doesn't have to do that, that we are all going to be her support system. She will be able to go back to work. I think we're going to have it worked out where the baby won't have to go into daycare because that's so expensive. It was expensive back in the day. I cannot imagine how much that daycare is now, but I don't even want to think about how much it costs. And so she'll be going back to work because right now she's not working since she's in school, but she will have her nursing license, and she will be able to find a really good job, especially in Georgia. So we are excited for that. They're starting to look for apartments. I need to fill this one up soon. Starting to look for apartments, and so that's really exciting, talking about that. So if I can just get through the wedding next week, I think that it'll be smooth sailing, although I will have to start getting ready for going to Texas. So that's pretty much it on the update for my life. As far as diamond painting, I've already mentioned that I hadn't really done much of anything, and that's okay. I'm feeling okay about it. I am going to be showing my WIPs or my work in progress on a upcoming video. So if you're interested in seeing updates on all of my WIPs, and I will be doing an update on the Beast. I have worked on it a little bit, not a lot, but I worked on it some, and I have some comments on that. That one's coming up. That one is the Higher Self. If you're not familiar with it, I will put the playlist at the bottom on the description in case you're interested. That one, since it has its own playlist, I am not going to include that one with my other WIPs that I have going. I will have a video just for it. So if you are not subscribed, you might want to do so that you don't miss that video, and to click on the notification bell so that you will be notified of any future uploads. That one I do want to work on some this summer, and I do have a schedule of how I want to tackle that one, and I'm afraid that I'm going to have to change my schedule a little bit on that, but that is a-okay. My family comes first, and I am just enjoying this season of life. Even though it's a very busy season of life, I am enjoying it, and I am just so blessed that I do have enough diamond paintings. I don't have to buy any more. And that takes me to my diamond painting stash. I have around 200 diamond paintings, give or take. It's probably a little bit more than that, but I've been working on getting those organized, and there's a few that I need to add that I had separated because they were different sizes, and I need to add all of those. So it might be 215, 220 by the time that all is said and done. And I've gone through them to see if there's anything that I don't plan on working on. And I love all of them. So right now, I am not going to part with those. And I do have more older ones than I thought that I did because they were kind of hidden. And I'm going to do one of my princess ones, which is in my rainy day stash, which I keep that one because I know I cannot get those anymore. But in the same token there, they are very old. And so I don't know when I start working on them how I'm going to feel. If I feel like it is just a slog and I just cannot get through it, then I may decide to destash, but I think I'll be okay. I think I'm going to enjoy them just because of nostalgia, and also they're princesses and they're Diamond Art Club, so it's still going to be good quality. It's just going to be different quality than, what I am used to. But I am going to try to get one of those done. That is part of my goals for the year. It was really to get one done each quarter. But here we are in the second quarter, and I just spilled. I did not know that the top was open on here. At least they all are on my table. Get my mess cleaned up here, and then I had it right at my elbow level. I should have known better. But I usually keep the top closed on these two because they're easy to tip over. I have a few in my lap. So as I mentioned, my diamond paintings have been not a whole lot. I do have videos that I have planned for you guys. I'm hoping that I can get caught up with videos over the weekend and that I can get ahead of schedule. I will definitely do a WIP Chat that will go out on Tuesday of next week. I don't have as much going on, so I'm hoping to get on track. That is the plan, is to get back on track with my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday videos. I did 2 videos this past week. One has been extremely popular, and that one is the Hannah Lynn canvas, and I cannot wait to get started on that one. That one is from Hannah Lynn herself, and I just love the fact that it did come from her. It is one of the first ones that has come off of the manufacturing with her, off the production line, and it is a beautiful canvas. It's going to be so much fun. I do want to add that to my rotation. I know that a lot of you are, commenting, and you're making comments personally to me that I don't know how you can do more than one, canvas, and you would get more finishes if you did just one. And yeah, everybody's right. I would potentially, or I know I would, have more finishes, but I enjoy working on multiple canvases, and I've been thinking a lot, not only about, my job and different things and my motivation, what I want to do. And I love my channel. I am not going anywhere, but I was trying to decide what direction do I want to go in, because I have now uploaded over 700 videos, and I had no idea. I don't keep up with that, but I got a notification, congratulations, you uploaded 700 videos, and didn't feel like that much, because that does sound like a lot, but it doesn't feel like that much. But it has been over 3 years, and so I thought it is time to decide what direction. I love unboxing, especially for companies, and for creators or for artists. I loved unboxing the Hannah Lynn one. That was so much fun, and it is very special. So that one, I hadn't unboxed in a while, and then I thought, I've got plenty to where I can unbox weekly if I wanted to, but I don't really want to go through my stash and unbox everything just to have content, or just so I can see what I have. I do want to go through and make sure that everything that I have, there's nothing wrong with it, and I might do that. And then when I open them, I might see if maybe when I'm looking at a canvas, if it's something that I don't want to do or I'm not sure of, then I may unbox it, get you guys to tell me your opinion. I might do something like that, or if you want me to unbox, I'll be glad to. Just, let me know. I don't think a lot of people watch necessarily a lot of just unboxings, depending on what the unboxing is. I assumed that the Hannah Lynn one would be really popular, or it would be, a really good video, and it's been really, really nice, and I love it. I love the canvas, so I know that's one that I'm going to be working on soon. But I think the way that I'm going to go is just kind of what I've been doing lately. And let me know your guys' thoughts. I am going to show you my WIPs once a month. And then I am going to also have the Beast at least once a month. I may just do once a month on that one, or I might even do an extra WIP Chat and include the Beast until it gets too large where it's going to be difficult to show you guys on video. But I want to do things like that. And then I like kitting up and kitting downs. I'm not going to be kitting up very much more after I'm going to do my Hannah Lynn one. I will kit that one up. But I don't want to do overkill on kitting up to show you guys either. But I'm going to be kitting up that one, and I am going to be I'm going to be participating in an event in June, and so I need to also kit that one up and unbox it. I do have unboxing coming up. I have one coming up this week, and I'm really excited about that one. And that's one of the ones that I plan on doing for a June event. So I do have that video coming up. And I may have another kitting up. I'm not sure how you guys feel about the minis. I'm trying to do a mini a day so I can get through some of my paint gems that I have. I've got a lot of them, and I would love to be able to do one mini in the evenings. And I did a review and just show you guys how I store mine, and that one has not been popular at all, and it normally isn't. So let me know how you feel about that as well. I can just, at the end of the month, when I do my goals and my month in review, I can show the minis then, if you guys prefer that. Just show you the ones that I did for the month, if I was able to finish. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a mini finish for May. I might, but we'll see, because with us going out of town next week, and I know I'm not even going to take a diamond painting then, because we're going to be super busy. And then I have family that's going to be in town, and my best friend's going to be there at the wedding. And then I've got, the wedding that I have to take care of, and I have to, help out in different things. So we're going to be tired going back to the room. So I'm not taking any diamond paintings with me. I may regret it, but I'm not taking any diamond paintings with me. And then I will have a week that I can diamond paint at home, and school starts. But the first week of school is really busy too, but usually with the summer, it is more laid back, so it's not nearly like the fall or the spring. So I'm going to be able to get some done there. I might be able to get a mini done. Maybe I will work on a Diamond Art Club mini, since there's only 6 of those, and I can get those done. That might be a good thing. So we'll see, but let me know how you feel about the completions. If you want to see all my completions as separate videos, or if something like the minis, if you would just like to see that at the end of the month when I do my month in review. I think that's all that I have for you guys. It's been close to an hour anyway. Didn't get a whole lot done. Maybe I will be able to work on this and get at least this section done, because I have an open section. Get this section done sometime today before we go and get our hair done. We'll see on that too. But I have 4 more squares before I even get to the end of my second row. So definitely behind on this one, guys, but it's all for fun. So I am happy with that. I am going to rearrange, and I need to go over what the giveaways are for week 5, but I am going to give away some of our last sponsor giveaways, and I want to thank our sponsors so much for their generosity and for working with us. I am so thankful that we have so many people in the community that love on us and that want to be very supportive, and I am so thankful for all of you and for this amazing community that we have. Okay, you guys, for week 5 we had Wendy K Designs, DP Gal Creations, B's Crafty Corner, Bella Art Diamonds, and Creations Morin. Those are my giveaways for this week. Okay, so the word for last week was trip, and I'm going to click on continue. We have 23 comments, so let's pick a winner. We have Jonna Wood 726 says, Debbie, one great family trip after another for you in May. Your whips are amazing. Look forward to seeing your progress on the beast. And thanks so much, Jonna. And thanks to all of you that have participated over this event. I cannot believe that this event is almost over. I want to once again thank all of our amazing sponsors. We could not have done this event in such a really unique and such an amazing fashion without them, and of course without all of you as well. I do plan on doing this next year as long as everyone is still interested, so let me know and give me some feedback on the event. I would love to hear from you. You can include your feedback underneath Facebook, or you can send it directly to me or Kim, or you can also put it underneath the comments on this video. Thanks so much for watching today. I really do appreciate all of you. I'm getting close to 3,500 subscribers, which is really unfathomable for me, and I do appreciate everyone's amazing support here. If you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you. Just click on that subscribe button, as well as a notification bell. If you did like this video, I would love for you to click on the like button as well. That does help to get my videos out. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.